In Digital Devil Saga 1, Jack Frost was just another random encounter. But in 2, he gains a bit more prominence, worthy of Atlus's mascots. He can appear very rarely as a random encounter in any dungeon, starting from the internment facility all the way up to the final dungeon. So there is no way to permanently miss out on this quest. When he shows up, it won't be to fight you, but to quiz you. He'll ask you questions from a set pool of 100. There are plenty of online guides that will tell you the answers to all of them, or you can watch this video which contains all 100 answers. Their topics range from game mechanics, to world lore like the character's armor brands, to really obscure things like what part of Argilla's arm first hits during her attack animation, or how many times Sir fires his gun in certain cutscenes. I recommend using a guide because Jack Frost will immediately leave if you get one question wrong. He'll also leave if you answer 20 correctly. Given there are 100 in total, this means that if you have no wrong answers, you still need to encounter Jack Frost a minimum of 5 times to complete this quest. Your reward for answering all 100 questions correctly is a certificate which you can find in the SP item section of the menu. Proof of intelligence. It says you have a high IQ. But that's not the end of this quest. Though I will say that Jack Frost can still show up after you've answered all the questions. He'll just give you a random item. So what do we do with this certificate? Well, within our possession, we need to head to the 3rd layer of the final dungeon. From here, we need to proceed to the first path of light and take a detour. Here we go, our goal is that door over there. Now, theoretically, if you're lucky with encounters, you can have access to these the moment you first get to the final dungeon. But I was not lucky with encounters in this playthrough, so I had to wait until 7 hours of grinding for other super bosses. But I have it now, so when we go in here, you want to set up your skills ready for a fight, because this fight comes with no warning. It's not that difficult, but it can still catch you off guard. In my grinding heat learned a few interesting skills. Deploy makes switching consume only half a turn icon. Devour Mana restores 50% of MP after a successful hunt. And Double Repel doubles the strength of repelled attacks. Though since these counter skills just make you do a normal attack, not a repel like in Persona, it won't apply to them. Oh, Gale has Fire Boost and Fire Amp now. That's going to be interesting. Oh, and Mind Charge too. So in general, if you're bringing heat to this fight, make sure he has Ice Resist. You might not want to use the Hee-Ho Ring though. Ice Drain is also a bit of a double-edged sword, but I'm going to bring it anyway, just to show something. You do want fire skills backed by Boost and Amp though. In which case, yeah, Heat'll take that, just because. A strange presence can be felt from within the light. Okay, it does warn you, huh? Maybe my first playthrough I just foolishly ignored that. You really brought that certificate, ho. Beautiful, wonderful. But I'm gonna kill you. Why? No reason. Life he, life ho, he-ho is not fair. I like how it's still the same music as the quizzes. So, this is Jack Frost. This is possibly the most powerful Jack Frost to ever exist. But yeah, still weak to fire though. His main strategy is to use Breath, an ice skill with multi-hits and a very high chance of freeze. If he freezes someone, he will follow up with Dragon Eye and repeatedly punching them until they die. If you use Ice Drain or any kind of Ice Shield skill, he'll spam Negadol on. So it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. I'm going to start by hitting him with an Archedyne. Pretty solid damage there. Let's see whether or not I go for a... you know what, I'm going to actually go for a power charge here. I'm going to let him get one round of ice attacks off, and then I want to show off the Ice Drain. I guess I'll Mind Charge. Do I Mind Charge Gale? If you use debuff skills, he can end up locked into Dekaja. Though I suppose if I Archedyne him, and then go for Executioner Power Charged... yeah, that's pretty solid damage. Why are you standing on your hee-ho toes? Oh, I see, ho. You think I'm just a plain old Frost. Isn't that right? Yeah, I'm talking to you, hee-ho. That's probably the player, yeah. I'm Jack Frost the Magnificent. I'll teach you a lesson you'll never forget. Hee-ho! Yeah, here it is. Yeah, that is like almost guaranteed freeze. And then Psycho Rage happens. I'm so glad there's a Psycho Rage equivalent in Metaphor. Hee-yah-ho! And then he just spams attacks until the frozen person dies. And then he goes for breath again. So, that's a thing that happens in this game. But okay, let's go ahead and bring back my, Pyroflageddon user. Because I want to show off what this does with Fire Boost and Fire Amp. Yeah, that's pretty good damage. And now... I'll show you what happens if I use Ice Drain. Yeah, he actually even has other elements too, but mostly he just spams Megadolon. But honestly, that over Breath is probably preferred. And yeah, Seraph has Medea Rahan now. Because I've grinded for a lot of... I noticed that I was missing a whole lot in the way of the healing mantra line. So I decided to blitz that line with a lot of characters, especially since I'm probably going to need Salvation for the ultimate super boss. And there he goes. So as long as you're prepared with fire skills, he's really not that bad. As far as, like, he's way easier than most of the super bosses. He's definitely doable on your first visit to the final dungeon, even though the wiki says he's level 75. Levels don't really mean much on enemies in this game. Also, yes, I have been working on Seraph's strength. They have been absolutely, going for those gains. I would say not skipping leg day, but, they really only need arm day with what I plan on doing with them. But this is mostly because, I want to try and use... Like, physical skills are actually the most reliable against the ultimate super boss in this game. Oh, nice, medical gear. So the real reward for doing this... Heepo? What a he! That was just a little he joke! Don't rush off, don't be so rude, he-ho. Literally, it's just a prank, bro, I guess. Calm down, ho. He, just a joke. From this day forward, you and I, he-homeboys. Psycho! Oh wait. Hiyonara, adios amigo! Okay. But yeah, the reason why we did that, he'll still show up in encounters and just give you random items, but you won't be able to answer any more quiz questions, is these rare chests behind him. Nagatama! Wait, something from Nocturne? No, that's actually the most powerful bullet in the game. 200 power. I recommend doing this before fighting the super boss that comes after Shiva and Vishnu, because that one is weak to guns. You really want that by then. But this might be even better. The Pass Ring. Holy crap, the Pass Ring. I am so sad that I was so unlucky that I couldn't fight Jack Frost in my first visit to the final dungeon, because... Pass command will not expend a turn icon. This is absolutely bonkers tier broken. Like, it's basically the change ring, except that you don't have the drawback of turning into human form every time you accelerate your action economy. Like, it's completely insane. So with that, in terms of karma rings we have left, that one is the last gacha ring, and these final three all come from Shiva, Vishnu, and the third one. Speaking of which, I have the sword needed to fight Vishnu. I still haven't got the one for Shiva yet, so I'm going to need to grind a little bit more. But once I have that, we will be facing off against Shiva and Vishnu, most likely in the same video. And then after that, we can then proceed with our run of the super bosses. So, on that note, see you all next time, hee-homeboys.